everybody, Mike Iaconelli out in the shop with another brand new video for you today. And in today's shop, we're going to be talking about a relatively brand new bait by Berkley that's going to help us capture this new minnow craze, okay? Man, if you've been following professional fishing the last few years, you know that the minnow, you hear about the minnow, has caught a lot of fish. It's won tournaments. It's catching big giant fish. And because of that, I really want to call out this bait. Today's video, we're going to be going over the brand new Drip Minnow by Berkley. And we're going to tell you 3 different ways to rig this to present something to the fish that's not an ordinary minnow, okay? I want to start by, talking about this bait. We'll do sizes and colors real quick, but I just want to kind of show you why this bait was developed, and it was built around action, okay? So let's start with sizes and colors. Guys, I'm a huge believer. You know it. If you watch my videos, you know match the hatch is a big thing for me. Mimicking what the fish are actually eating. Because of that, we've got 3 sizes in the Drip Minnow. We've got the 3-inch, kind of a little itsy bitsy minnow. And there are times when you want to fish that, right? Small forage, ultra clear water, when everybody and their brother is out there fishing with a minnow and you got to get small. We have a 3-inch. We have a 4-inch Drip Minnow. And this one to me is the most versatile size, right? Kind of right in the middle. I just feel like it's a great complement for a lot of forage match. And then last but not least, guys, we got a 5-inch Drip Minnow. And when the forage is bigger, when the water's dirtier, when you're looking for a bigger bite, a lot of times that 5-inch is the one. So 3 sizes, guys, like 20 different colors, beautiful colors, and it's got a little bit of color for everybody, for every situation. I want to get into the design of this bait, and it's a little different, and there's 3 things that really make this minnow different than your standard minnow, okay? I want to start at the head. And if you look at the head of this minnow, it's designed with a flat spot on the chin of the bait, right? We'll turn that so you can see it. So most minnows just have a round head or an oval head or a pointy head. When you look at this one, it's got a nose, but then it has a flat chin, or that throat section is flat, okay? On these different ways we rig it, as we put motion into the bait, you're going to see that flat spot really allows this bait to have a little bit different action. Very, 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 very key, okay? The next thing you're going to see as we look at the body, and I'll turn it for you, is you're going to see this a little more bulbous body section. Most minnows are like just paper thin, right? This one's a little more bulbous, but when you look at the bottom, it's tapered, okay? So think about a tapered bottom and what that does. Think about a boat, right? Think about a keel on a boat, right? That's the best way to describe it. That tapered bottom, right? It's bulbous, but then it's a little tapered. It's going to give it stability. And one of the key things to this minnow is keeping it horizontal. Guys, we never, ever, ever want that minnow to be head up or nose down. When it's in the water column, we want it to be horizontal, just like a real bait fish, okay? So tapered body, bulbous, round tapered body, going to allow horizontal presentation. And guys, last but not least, definitely not least, is that tail, okay? And they called it the Drip Minnow because when you look at it, I'm going to try to hold it still. It's hard. I can't even hold it still because the tail is activated by just the shake of my hands. This is really telling you about the action of this tail. But it's thin, and it gets really thin, tapered, and then it gets to the tail, and look at it. It looks like a drip coming out of a faucet, doesn't it? Look, if it was cold out and snot was running out of my nose, look at it. It's snot dripping out of my nose. But it has a tapered tail, but then it goes into a drip, a bulb. And when you look at that bulb's like hollow, okay? So that tail, look, best way I can describe it. Ready? Look at it in my hand. I'm not really moving my hand, and look at the tail, guys. Tremendous amount of tail action and twitch on that drip tail, okay? So already I'm setting you up for these 3 ways that we're going to rig it and the action you're going to get between the flat nose, the flat chin, the tapered body, and that drip tail. You're going to have action in this minnow. Guys, you can't get in any other minnow, okay? Let's talk about my 3 rigging methods. Number 1, really probably one of the most obvious ones, is drop shotting. Guys, I love to drop shot this new drip minnow. Got to experiment with this the last half of last year, and it is unbelievable. When I'm drop shotting this, primarily I'm going to drop shot the smaller 2 sizes, the 4-inch and the 3-inch, but guys, I love drop shotting the 3-inch, okay? So there's one rigged right there. Standard fare for your hook, guys. I like a number 2 or a number 1 drop shot style hook. This is a Berkley Fusion drop shot hook. And I want to make sure I tell this to you. Ready? I like to nose hook it on a drop shot, but when I do it, I'm not going to do it through the nose. I'm going to drop shot it through that flat spot, that chin. Okay, remember what I said. It's got a pointy front, but then the chin or the throat is flat. So when I go take that hook and nose hook it, I'm actually going through that flat part of that chin, okay? So here's what it looks like. And just like these other 2 rigging methods, I'm going to have dual action with this bait, okay? So if I'm fishing on drop shot, I don't care if I'm dragging it, if I'm shaking it, whatever movement I'm imparting in that bait. Because that body's tapered, it's actually going to shake side to side. It's going to get that roll, right? That's what you want with a minnow. Because of that, it's also staying horizontal, right? Look at that bait. I went through that flat part of the chin, so it's locking it in. It's keeping it horizontal. Always want that. And guys, last but not least, look at this. There's that drip tail. And again, a lot of times on a drop shot, I'm not even moving my rod tip. And look at the tail. Look at that tail just activated in the water, okay? Love the drip minnow, especially the smaller sizes, on a drop shot. All right, let's get to number 2, guys. This is another one that hits you like a ton of bricks. When you mention minnow, you mention rolling action, you mention horizontal stance, and a little bit of tail quiver, 100% on a jig head. This whole jig head minnow concept, for guys with forward facing, even for bank fishermen, they're doing it now. Even if you don't have a depth finder, throw it out, get it to the level of the fish, shake and reel at the same time, right? We've done whole videos. You can scroll back on the library on Magic Minnow, on the Jig Head Minnow, and find my videos about this. It's shake and reel at the same time. It's hard to do it, but once you get in the habit of presenting this to fish, especially on your forward facing, dude, it's a game changer. So number 2 rigging on a jig head. Main thing, guys, on the jig head is pick one that has a 90-degree line tie, okay? This is that brand new Berkley Fusion hybrid jig head. I love this head. Comes in some great colors, different sizes, different hook sizes, but 90-degree line tie. When I thread this jig head on this bait, just like the drop shot, I'm not going through the nose, but I'm going through that flat spot on the chin, the throat, okay? So when I do that, and I want to show you this going in, look, I'm not going through the nose of the bait. I'm going to the chin of the bait. And when I continue that rigging all the way around and push it out the back, I push it up on this jig head. Just want to show you what this thing looks like. Guys, look at this. It puts most of that nose of that bait above the bottom of the hook, right? Look at it, okay? So now I've got a little more flat spot on the bottom, right? And most of the weight of the nose of that minnow is above the jig head, is above that shank of the hook. So when I rig it like that, guys, here it goes. You ready? And don't forget about that bulbous body. When I rig it like that, that flat spot, and having that minnow above the hook on the nose, it's going to make it do this. It's going to make it roll. So when I'm dun, 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 it's not coming straight. You don't want it to come straight. You want it to side to side roll. It's going to do that. Okay? Keel shaped body. It's going to stay horizontal. If I want to stop it, if I'm Damiki rigging it under the boat, stays horizontal. That's that line tie and that body shape. And last but not least, guys, this is where I talk about that dual action on this thing. I'm going, da, 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 and it's shaking, but look at that drip tail. That drip tail has movement too, right? So they're attracted to the rolling, they're attracted to the look, the size. They see that little drip tail coming, they eat it, okay? Rigging method number 2 on the drip minnow on a jig head. All right, last but not least, guys, and I'll show you this on the big one, the 5-inch, so you can really get a look at this rigging method. And the last method is the hover strolling system or mid-strolling system. It's a great, great way to rig this bait. Great way to really give it a lot of roll. And in certain situations, the hover strolling, mid-strolling rigging can be better than the jig head, okay? So let's start with the components real quick. Once again, guys, if you want to watch a full video on this, click on my mid-strolling, hover strolling video. But we're gonna pick a hook. Pick the hook that matches the body size. So we've got little itsy bitsy number 1s for our 3-inch. We've got these number 1/0 and 2/0, 3/0, 2/0 for the 1/0, 2/0 for the 4-inch. And then we've got these 3 and 4/0 hooks for the 5-inch. This is a 3/0, but it has a 90-degree line tie, okay? A lot of great manufacturers of hook out there. Tackle Warehouse has a bunch. 90-degree line tie. We also are going to use a little nail weight, whatever your favorite little nail weight is, a 32nd ounce up to about a 3/16. I love the 1/8. And then we're going to actually rig this hook through the back of the bait. And when we rig it, we want that line tie popping out at the gill plate of that drip minnow, okay? All these drip minnows, if you look at them, natural fish head with a gill plate. So all I'm going to do is I like to line it up. So I kind of like imagine where that's at. I see my gill plate marker. And then, guys, we're literally just going to thread it through. I'm going to start right where I made that mark. I'm going to thread it through the top of the body. I'm just like rigging a jig head. I'm going to pop it out. And when I do, you're going to see what this bait does. And I just want to make sure that bait is nice and straight, okay? So look how far back the line tie is from the head of the bait. That's real important. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to get our nail weight. We're going to wet it. Don't put it in the nose. Put it in the chin. Put it in the flat spot of that drip minnow. This one's got a little button on it so you can see it a little better, okay? Guys, when we do that, there's what it looks like. We've got the weight in the nose. We've got the line tie further back. And on the 5-inch, there's a lot of hook there. You're going to get a good hookup percentage. But when we do that, we're going to have that double action once again, right? Throw it out there, pop and reel at the same time. Because that eyelet's back and that flat chin, side to side roll, right? If we throw it out there and we want to just kill it, it's going to stay horizontal. That's because of that keeled body. And last but not least, dude, as we twitch it, look at this drip tail just coming alive, right? Tapered, bulbous tail coming alive. So rigging method number 3, mid-strolling, hover strolling technique. Great way to rig that drip minnow. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. This is a really cool new bait that falls into that minnow category, but it's different. Different action, different look. That's what's going to help you catch more fish. Check it out. It's the Drip Minnow by Berkley. Guys, I hope you enjoyed these videos. If you like what you're seeing, if you like what you're listening to, subscribe to the channel. Please Give me a subscribe. If you're already a subscriber, you got to tell your friends, you got to tell your buddies about Mike Iaconelli Fishing on YouTube. We're here to help you hopefully catch a few more fish. Bye. Hey everybody, Mike Iaconelli out in the shop. Thanks for watching. And if you like this video, you have to check out that one, and I hope you like them.